Hi,
Hello.
Heather. Hey, we meet again.
Yeah. So, I don't know about you, my radio slot moved about 4 times this week. It
Did
was like
it?
7 o'clock, no, 8 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock, no, 8 o'clock. But I got on in the end. So
Brilliant.
tell me what did you get to talk about on yours this week?
Well, they kept me waiting a bit because normally I go on about 7:45, and then it was about 8 o'clock when I got on, and they asked me. They seem more interested in what goes on in my house when Strictly's on. That's the impression I get, which I've told them before, so I had to recap that again. And then he asked me, obviously, who stood out and who I'd like to win. Um, but literally, it was on for 3 minutes, and then I just felt like I'd got more to say because I said I've talked about Jamie a lot because I really loved him from Saturday. But he wasn't necessarily my winner. And he's like, right, okay, then thanks, Karen, bye. And I was like, I haven't finished. So yeah, I think they're more interested, like you say,
But
in what
that's
goes
what
on.
all this we don't get to say on the radio.
No, this is it.
We can talk about them all here.
I know. So was yours similar when you finally got on?
I got quite a lot of time actually this week, but I think that was because they'd got some new technology, so I had to log in through a computer system, but it had terrible feedback. So I could hear myself all the time.
Hate that.
Yeah. And so basically he and I think it was causing a delay in the output. So in the end, he just asked me like 3 questions and then let me run. So he'd ask me a question, let me run, and when I kind of finished, then he'd ask another and then let me run. So in some ways it was harder to remember what I'd said. It's harder to remember now, but it felt better as an interview because like I couldn't cope with him asking the question because of the feedback in my ear. So it was quite nice the way he did it. Yeah. But it did mean I got quite a good run at it actually.
Yeah. What kind of things do they ask you?
And I think they must have a format, because they well, I'll make you laugh because they used to ask me what went on in my house, but when they realised I was a sad old git who lived with 2 dogs and on my own, they stopped asking.
Maybe I need to make it boring and then they won't ask again.
But yeah, I mean, they've, they want to know what you thought and did the right person go and all of those kind of things.
Yeah, because I didn't get to that point, like whether they thought the right person went. I never got that far.
Well, did you?
Yes, I do. I mean, I know we chatted about it before, didn't we? And as much as I love Caroline and Johannes, their partnership, I just felt like she just plateaued in a way and wasn't sort of progressing anymore. And as much as she's lovely and she can do all the lines and her feet and everything are all perfect, you just want that bit more. And I felt the actual routine was a bit strange. I don't know. I just some people liked it. I thought it was humorous, and then others are like, I know, the licking. And also, I always say to Andy, I always think if they're a good celebrity dancer, I watch them rather than the pro. Well, it wasn't the case. I was watching Johannes and his bottom. And the girls were like, you can't say that. And I said, yes, but I was, because I love Johannes anyway. So for me, I still don't think Maisie should be in the bottom 2, but had the right person I thought went. So, because I feel sorry for Maisie. I really do.
And it's interesting because I think the first and they talked about Caroline then, and I said I didn't feel like her feet were in love with the floor.
Yes.
Which one of my friends said, what did you mean? And it was almost like it was style over substance because she knew how to point her toes and how to place her hands. She gave the impression that she was dancing beautifully.
Yes.
But there was no pressure through the floor when she was doing
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
I know what you mean.
And
Yeah.
you know, and in each dance you change the way you interact with your feet on the floor,
Yes,
don't you? And yet
yes,
she never did. Every
no,
dance, her
yeah,
foot placement was the same.
yeah, yeah.
But it's interesting, feet, because you know there was lots of hoo-ha about Ranvia, but her feet were awful. Did you?
Yes,
I mean, I don't know
yes,
what you thought, but
yeah, no,
there was no pointing.
no,
There were, and I know he's your favourite, and I'm
no, no,
sorry.
don't need
I
to
thought
apologise.
he was fab.
Oh, I know. Like you say, when you're watching them, are you watching the celebrity or the pro? Well, in his case, it was him. I mean, I must admit, when it first came on the camera with Ranvia, how she was sitting there, I thought, wow, this is going to be good. And especially I like the bit where I think he was on the floor and then he sort of come up and she just turned his face and I'm like, oh, get you. But then, like you say, I was just watching him.
Yeah, the chemistry between them was beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and absolutely. And if you looked just from sort of waist upwards,
yeah,
there was lots of beauty. But I don't know. I'm just a bit. I feel like the marking this year is really obscure because nobody would have got away with those feet.
No.
In all the years we've watched, you know, it's always the thing, isn't it? Hands and feet. Are your hands and feet doing what that dance requires, or what is your posture doing?
Yes.
And although there was lots of beauty in it, I mean, her feet were like at 45 degrees sometimes.
Yes, I know. And I felt that as well, like thinking of the hands. Bill, how his hands were. Craig never picked up on that, which again surprised me because he's like, you always know. I pretty much agree, really, when it gets to him. Yeah, and I thought nobody's picked up on his hands. And again, I didn't, because I know, like, well, particularly with the radio station that I talk on, his favourite's Bill. But I'm not blown away by him. He's good, but again, I'm not seeing the improvement every week, and it's just the same.
No.
So that's how I feel about him a bit, you know. And sometimes on Saturday,
I
it
think
just didn't seem to work.
No, I think what happened on Saturday was it wasn't a dance where character could come through.
No.
And he sells.
Yes.
I mean, that, I have to say, that street dance, he sold that.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
Whereas with the ballroom, it's much harder to sell in that way. And he didn't his energy didn't come through, I think.
That's right. Yeah. That's what was missing.
Yeah.
It is, it's hard.
But I mean, costume and makeup wise, I thought Jeanette's costume and her hair and makeup.
I know. It was absolutely stunning.
Lisa Armstrong, just beyond gorgeous, wasn't it? I mean, and I think her and Amy's dress, they were just spot on.
I know.
Stunningly spot on for the route.
Yes, they were. And I loved Otis as well. I thought that was beautiful.
Oh, the red,
yeah, I loved that. I thought it was really nice. And also, but like Maisie as well, I think she's a good dancer. I don't think she'll win. But her feet, they're letting her down, aren't they? Again, her feet. And I was having, because I had a lesson with that Kai Widrington. He's joined the Strictly Pro dancers now. He's good
I know,
friends.
he's our boy. He's a Southampton boy.
Yes. Yeah. So I had a lesson.
I know his mum and his sister.
No way. Oh, he's really lovely. So I've had a one-to-one with him. And he was sort of giving a bit of inside knowledge, you know, and he says with Maisie, because she's done so much exercise and she's so big, as in like muscly, it's impacting on her feet.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. And he says it, and then it looks like not feminine, you know, and there's that bit of gapping.
Clumpy.
Yeah. So we just sort of, because I had a bit of a laugh because there was a step I was doing and my legs were too wide open, and he was like, a bit closer. I'm like, oh, doesn't he look very nice? And he was like, no. Oh dear. But yeah, so it's interesting because I couldn't put my finger on it, what it was about Maisie. And then it was when he said that, and I was like, yeah, that's it. It's the feet and that, which is a shame because I think then that's letting her down.
Yeah. But I mean, I have to say, I thought their routine on Saturday was amazing.
Oh, me too.
The energy.
I know.
And, you
Those
know, and I
and
think it was Shirley said, like, she was fearless.
Yeah,
where she
totally.
just ran in and flipped
I know.
herself over.
I know. Totally.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah,
I loved the energy of that because it really suited her, didn't
Yes,
it? That soul,
yeah.
you know, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to it because I love that song anyway. So I was really looking forward to that dance. And I just felt for her because it must be like so, it must not give confidence when you're in the bottom two again and you think, well, what is it? Why aren't the public voting? You know, so I don't know whether it's because she is good, so they're voting for all the others thinking she's safe. I don't know. But yeah, I think if she sort of concentrates on her feet, then she might get a bit higher score, like with the judges as well.
And it's quite funny about Gorka because like everybody salivates over Ali Ash and Gio, but that Gorka, they don't seem to do that.
No, he's very much in the background, isn't he?
And yet he seems a super person. You know, I mean, he was on It Takes Two, was it last night?
Yes.
And he said something about Gemma, but not in a forced way, just in a really natural way. And I just thought, what a sweetheart.
Yeah, he does. He seems
just
very
so lovely.
Yeah, just sort of very quiet, just gets on with it. Not like your big characters like Ali Ash and Giovanni, but then it's missed, isn't it? He's not, because I've never once heard him say, well done on your choreography. I've never once heard him say that to him, you know, and you're thinking, well, what he did on Saturday was fantastic. And then he even apologized because he felt it was his fault. Like when Maisie stumbled on that lift.
That she over.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, there's not many who would do that, you know, but he was like, no, it was me, you know, and I thought that's so genuine and like so nice.
I know.
So, but yeah, I think he's a bit
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I still believe, I mean, I know, I think it was put on one of the groups. I still think Shirley's got a favourite, but they say she hasn't and she marks professionally. And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. Especially men. I think she's got a favourite men.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think the marking this year, I've really struggled to understand it.
Yes, because that's what I wrote down. Because I write in my little book I do on a Saturday night, just to jog my memory.
Give us a flash of your book.
Yes, my little book. Yeah, that one. It says what's it say? I'm here strictly for the glitter ball. And I've just had another one. I couldn't resist this. I've obviously had it done with my name on.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
It's just arrived today, that has. I thought I'd like to know what they thought when they were putting my name on it. But yes, but going back to the scoring, yeah, I think it's just off because it was like, I mean, Clara, she was so undermarked. I know it wasn't her best dance, but it was really, you know, I thought she got really torn apart by it. And then you got Bill and JJ, and then Maisie a couple of points more. I'm thinking, it doesn't seem right at all, the scoring.
No, it's very odd, isn't it?
Felt? Yeah, very strange.
Yeah, and it was interesting actually because I don't know if you caught up with it, but Kevin Clifton went live right after the show on Facebook and on Insta.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed that. But
yeah, and he was really he felt very strongly that Clara and Ali Ash were undermarked. So that was quite interesting. It's interesting to get a professional. Yeah, but it's the samba, and
so we must be doing something
such an odd dance.
Yeah, totally. And I don't think the outfit helped. I don't know, the theme. I don't know whether it just distracted a bit for her, and I felt like she was always sort of trying to catch up, you know, with the steps. But I still enjoyed it because I love how she is and the energy that she gives off. You know, it's still there. I mean, Jamie.
And he's the Jamie thing. Do you know, I really think that the partnership there is fantastic. It is like we've seen another side of Karen. I don't think I've ever seen her look as comfortable and as in tune with who she's dancing with.
Yeah, I agree.
And so something has clicked, hasn't it?
Yeah. Because I just like how comfortable they are. Like, even if they're not talking to each other, it's nothing's forced at all. And then, like, she'll take the mick out of him, and then and I love how they are together. And again, I know he'll always, you know, he'll say it's Karen, it's the partner, you know, she's what's doing it, bringing it out of me. But how nice to give him the confidence to be able to dance like that, you know, and to think, yeah, I can do this, you know, especially when you think how he started, you know, and how he came out on Saturday. I mean, we screamed in the house when he got the 10s. You know, he probably wasn't worthy of the 10, really, but I was like, yes, come on, Jamie, you know, I've been rooting for you. And I think he's what Strictly's about, isn't he, as well? Like, just a non-dancer, enjoying and getting better, you know, each week. Because I think he's got.
And I do think that this series, I think it's the strongest cohort that we've probably ever seen. So it is quite amazing. And I think it's probably because of how the show has had to be set up this year. But I mean, Ranveer, that first week, I was thinking,
I know,
I'm not sure this is going to go well.
No, well, I thought,
and there was a couple like that.
Yeah, I thought that it's going to be a short series for Giovanni. I really did, you know, and I'm sure she'll probably agree with us, like when she first started. And Jamie as well.
But that's the joy. Yeah, Jamie as well. And I think that's the joy of it. When that's what I love, is watching them blossom. And I think, you know, like you say with Maisie, it's fantastic if we saw like the change, the finesse, if you could see the finesse developing, because she's clearly got the physicality to do it, hasn't she? And the musicality. So if you could just see the finesse developing, I think that would set her sail, really. But obviously, if she's being in the bottom two all the time, it's going to knock her confidence. So
I know. It is,
So who's out this week then?
I think she did an article. Wow, it's going to be hard, isn't it, this week? I mean, JJ, he's lovely, but I'm thinking, is it now his time? And then maybe Clara. I don't know whether she'll be at risk, because what have they got this week?
I was going to say, I don't know what Clara's got this week.
Yeah, Jive. She's got the Jive this week. And she's got it to, is it Proud Mary, the song?
And, because Ian was saying that she's doing well though, didn't he?
Yeah,
she thought she was doing well.
She did look good. And then Maisie's got I forgot what Maisie's got now. I don't know if it was the American Smooth. She got. Oh no, Quick Step. Maisie's got the Quick Step this week.
And what's JJ got?
He's another ballroom, I think. I've forgotten what he's got. I only looked at him yesterday as well. I shall tell you, because I like to check to see what they're doing. So Bill's got the Jive. Maisie's got Quick Step. Viennese Waltz, JJ's got. Harvey and Jeanette have got the Couple's Choice, so I think that's more street. He looked good. Street. I think it'll suit him.
Street with a bit of commercial.
Yeah, and then Ranveer's got the American Smooth. Clara's got the Jive, and Jamie's got a Tango.
Ooh.
But they said, I think Ian said he looked good as well. It was certainly coming. The steps were.
Oh yes. But
And
he
if you
was
can get into
rolling his
character,
he was rolling his back shoulder,
Yes.
so he wasn't getting his
yes,
posture quite right to go
Yes.
forward. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. So if you can get into
Oh,
character,
well.
I think he might be all right. But yes, it's all exciting. Like you said, it's different every week, isn't it? And that's what I like. You never know who's going to be good on the night.
I can't call it this week. I mean,
No.
last week we both said Caroline, didn't we?
Yes.
But this week I'm really thinking, I don't know. I don't know
just-
that I've got an idea yet.
No, I think it'll all come down to the night and what kind of dance they
Yeah.
do and if it suits them or not. I think it's just like that this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
But
and then it's also
exciting.
about their sort of public support, how much public support
This is
either the
it.
pro or the
Yeah.
celeb has got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I expect my cup of tea's gone, so
Yes,
it must mean it's time to
yeah.
disappear.
So's mine. It's all gone.
Oh, look at that.
Hello.
So we'll be back on air Monday morning with our
crossed.
local radio stations.
Yeah.
And we'll be off air, hopefully together next Wednesday.
Yes, fingers crossed.
See you then.
Yeah, see you then. Bye.